Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam advised a Sahabi when he came and he asked the Prophet for some advice, and he said, La taghdab, la taghdab, la taghdab. Don't get angry, don't get angry, don't get angry. Do you know why he said that? Because the Prophet noticed that in certain people, unfortunately, anger leads to some really, really bad actions. And in fact, this is the case with most people. Anger usually is from Shaytaan. Anger usually leads us to do those things which we never ever intended to do. So sometimes we speak to our parents in a bad way, sometimes we speak to our children in a bad way, sometimes we speak to our colleagues and others in a bad way. Sometimes we are bad with our ibadah, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and with His khalq. And that is only because sometimes our emotions lead us to do those things that unfortunately we never ever intended to do. So what do? Well, control your anger. It is the sunnah of the Prophet to control your anger. And there are very, very easy steps to do so. If you're standing, sit down. If you're fuming, drink a glass of water. If something is getting out of control, give the adhan. Usually anger is from the Shaytaan. And I say usually because sometimes it is permissible to get angry. Not only permissible, but actually you should get angry. And those times are when the Prophet actually got angry. There's a very nice book actually that unfortunately is in Arabic. If you don't know how to read Arabic, inshallah one day it will be translated by one of the great scholars who wrote about all the places that the Prophet got angry. So it is permissible to get angry at certain times, and at other times anger is wrong. So when is it permissible to get angry? At only those times when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gets angry, or those situations or those things that makes Allah angry. Meaning that your anger should not be related to your own emotions and to only your personal issues. Rather, you get angry when the Prophet got angry, and you should get angry when Allah gets angry. So what makes Allah angry? Sinning, for example, is something which makes Allah angry. Hurting somebody, abusing honor, overlooking someone's haqq and right. These things it is appropriate to get angry about. However, make sure you deal with it in the right way. One of the best ways that I found talking to myself to decrease my own anger is to reflect my own feeling. Or for example, if my brother is angry or my wife is angry, I usually just reflect that emotion back to her. So I say, for example, I think I can see that this has made you very angry. So just to say that, to acknowledge the fact that there's an emotion behind that, will decrease a person's anger. Imagine when you sometimes, you get a bill on your telephone bill, it says you've called, China and Turkey, and you never ever called China and Turkey, and you call those guys, what are you doing? You billed me for the wrong things. And so you're really angry. The first thing that they're taught to tell you is, I can see you're very, very angry. I apologize. So once you reflect back the emotion and you state the emotion, actually emotion goes down half. And this is the way we are actually created. So acknowledge your emotion. That's very, very important. Number two, don't act according to anger. Rather act according to logic. Because when you can decrease emotion to half, that's when your logic takes over. Emotion, unfortunately, decreases your logic, and logic is the one that you really want to act upon. So what should you do? You should then therefore reflect back your emotion, decrease your emotion, and then think logically about what you should be doing, inshallah ta'ala. And I end with one amazing hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he said that those people who held their anger back for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only, and it was permissible for them to get angry, but they did not get angry, and they did it only because they know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching, and they know that the Prophet used to hold back his anger. For those people, Allah will call them out on the Day of Judgment, and He will say, go and choose from the most beautiful women of Jannah whoever you want to be your wife. Subhanallah. So this is a recommendation. Of course, this hadith is for men, of course, generally.
That's right.
It's from men especially, because men have a terrible habit of getting angry, whereas our sisters, may Allah have mercy upon them, they're generally very well controlled, inshallah. They only get angry when actually we make them angry. So Jazakallah khair. Thank you for listening, inshallah, from this beautiful place of Makkah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.